In the world of the internet, few things stir the imagination and send chills down the spine like creepypastas. These are horror stories, often written and shared anonymously, that spread like wildfire through forums, websites, and social media, captivating readers and invoking both fear and fascination. From haunted creatures that lurk in the shadows to cursed images that linger in your mind long after you've clicked away, creepypastas offer a truly unsettling glimpse into the darkest corners of the human psyche. While creepypastas come in all shapes and sizes, some are more notorious and terrifying than others. These 10 creepypastas are among the most bone-chilling tales ever told, leaving readers with a lingering sense of dread that refuses to go away. Some of these stories are as mysterious as they are unsettling, while others bring a sense of absolute horror with their twisted and supernatural elements. But one thing is for sure, they'll stick with you long after you've finished reading. 1. Slender Man. Slender Man is perhaps the most famous creepypasta, and for good reason. First introduced in 2009 on the Something Awful forums as part of a Photoshop contest, Slender Man quickly became one of the most recognizable urban legends of the digital age. He's described as a tall, faceless man with tentacle-like appendages who stalks children, abducting them or driving them to insanity. Slender Man can manifest at will, making him a seemingly unstoppable force, lurking in the background of our world. The story of Slender Man took a tragic turn in 2014 when two 12-year-old girls in Wisconsin attempted to murder a classmate to prove their loyalty to Slender Man, a chilling event that highlighted the dangerous influence of internet folklore. Despite the horrific real-life incident, Slender Man's story continues to spread, with countless adaptations, fan fiction, and even a movie exploring the sinister legend. 2. The Russian Sleep Experiment. The chilling nature of the tale leaves you questioning what might be true behind closed doors in the name of science. 3. Smile Dog. Smile Dog is one of the most terrifying stories of cursed imagery. The story begins with a young woman who receives a strange email attachment from an anonymous sender. The attachment contains a photo of a creepy, smiling dog, its teeth bared in a grotesque grin. The email instructs the recipient to forward this email to someone else, or else you'll be cursed. At first, the woman dismisses the message, but soon after, she begins to experience increasingly unsettling occurrences, from nightmares featuring the smile of the dog to a slow descent into madness. The terror of Smile Dog is not just in the cursed image itself, but in the idea that the curse is passed on to anyone who receives the photo. In the end, the only way to stop the curse is to forward the email to someone else, ensuring that the terror continues to spread. 4. Jeff the Killer. One of the most infamous creepypasta characters, Jeff the Killer has become a part of internet horror lore since his creation in 2005. The story of Jeff begins with a troubled teenager named Jeff, who, after a series of disturbing events, becomes a killer. He is known for his unnerving appearance, pale skin, dark circles around his eyes, and a grotesque smile carved into his face. Jeff the Killer's chilling backstory includes a tragic childhood, a series of violent murders, and a relentless desire to terrify his victims. What sets Jeff the Killer apart is the disturbing nature of his appearance and his motivations. His eerie smile, paired with his unsettling, silent stalking of victims, makes him a truly haunting figure in the world of creepypastas. The story of Jeff the Killer has inspired numerous fan artworks, videos, and even a movie, keeping the character alive in the world of horror. 5. The Babysitter and the Man Upstairs. One of the oldest and most well-known, The Babysitter and the Man Upstairs tells the story of a young girl who was babysitting for a family one evening. After putting the children to bed, she begins receiving disturbing phone calls from a man who tells her to check on the children. She grows increasingly uneasy as the calls become more frequent and ominous. When the police finally track the calls, they discover that they're coming from inside the house. The terror of this story lies in the idea of being watched from within your own home and the helplessness that comes with being alone. The twist, that the man is already in the house, leaves the reader with a lingering sense of violation and fear. This tale has been retold and adapted in countless forms, each time sending chills down the spine of anyone who hears it. 6. The Anansi's Goatman Story. The Anansi's Goatman Story is a modern folk tale that blends elements of supernatural horror with the format of a journal. The story is told through the journal entries of a man who becomes involved in an investigation of strange occurrences in a rural area. As he digs deeper, he uncovers evidence of a terrifying creature known as the Goatman, a humanoid monster with the head of a goat. The story is filled with unsettling moments, from cryptic warnings to bizarre, eerie encounters with the creature. What makes this creepypasta so effective is its slow burn, with the terror escalating gradually as the protagonist's investigation deepens. The story's sense of dread is palpable, and the Goatman itself is a truly disturbing creature that taps into our primal fears. 7. Abandoned by Disney. This eerie tale centers around the alleged discovery of an abandoned, never-released Disney film. The story is told from the perspective of a man who stumbles upon the film after discovering a series of strange, unfinished animated reels. As he begins to watch the film, he uncovers a dark and disturbing narrative, full of unsettling visuals and eerie moments. The film itself is said to be cursed, and those who watch it are haunted by its bizarre and surreal content. The concept of an abandoned Disney film adds a layer of horror to this creepypasta, as it twists the wholesome, family-friendly brand of Disney into something nightmarish. The idea that something so innocent could harbor such dark secrets plays on our fear of the unknown and the uncanny. 8. The Smiling Man. The Smiling Man is a terrifying story of a man who encounters a stranger while walking alone at night. The man is described as being overly friendly, with a wide, unsettling smile on his face. The Smiling Man follows the protagonist, acting increasingly erratic and unsettling, as if he has no regard for personal boundaries. The story is told from the perspective of the victim, whose fear grows as the encounter becomes more bizarre and dangerous. The Smiling Man is disturbing because it taps into the fear of being followed by an unpredictable stranger, and the sinister way in which the Smiling Man behaves only heightens the tension. The unsettling smile, coupled with the man's strange actions, creates a perfect recipe for unease, and the horror lies in the idea that such encounters could happen to anyone, anywhere. 9. Candle Cove. Candle Cove is a creepypasta that has become famous for its unique format. The story is told through a series of forum posts, in which users recount their memories of a strange, low-budget children's television show from the 1970s. As the posts unfold, the creepy nature of the show becomes apparent, with bizarre characters and unsettling episodes. The twist comes when it is revealed that the show was never actually produced, and the strange occurrences were part of a shared, collective hallucination. The format of Candle Cove is what makes it so chilling. The gradual realization that the memories of the show are not what they seemed, and the idea that something supernatural might have been at play, creates a feeling of unease and dread. The ambiguity of the story leaves readers questioning what is real and what is imagined. 10. BEN Drowned. BEN Drowned is one of the most famous creepypastas to originate from the world of video games. The story follows a young man who purchases the haunted video game cartridge of The Legend of Zelda, Majora's Mask. After inserting the cartridge into his game console, he begins to experience disturbing and supernatural events within the game. The game world begins to glitch and warp, and the protagonist encounters strange occurrences that suggest the game is somehow alive. What makes BEN Drowned particularly terrifying is the idea that the game itself is haunted, and the protagonist's encounters within the game bleed into his real life. The narrative is told through a series of journal entries, chat logs, and video footage, which gives the story a sense of realism and urgency. BEN, the ghostly entity haunting the game, is a chilling and relentless presence, making this creepypasta one of the most unnerving stories ever told. Creepypastas are the modern folklore of the internet age, and these 10 stories are just the tip of the iceberg. From haunted games to terrifying creatures, the stories featured here tap into our deepest fears, playing on the idea that horror can lurk in the most unexpected places. Whether it's a cursed image, a sinister encounter, or a government experiment gone wrong, creepypastas offer a glimpse into a dark and twisted world that we can't look away from. These tales continue to haunt the internet, inspiring countless adaptations, fan theories, and nightmares for generations to come.